Thank you so much, Chairman Burleson, and thank you so much to the witnesses for being here this morning. The Inflation Reduction Act, or IRA, was a historic investment in battling the climate crisis and creating good-paying American jobs. And it was designed to achieve these goals by investing in our communities and in our families. The IRA provided a score of tax credits that lowered energy costs for working families by allowing them to make their homes more energy efficient and invest in clean energy. Shifting to clean energy and reducing emissions means reduced air pollution for all of us, for all of our communities, which protects us from illnesses and early death. IRA tax credits include $14,000 in direct consumer rebates for families to buy heat pumps and other energy-efficient home appliances, providing families with savings of at least $350 per year. These tax credits also include a 30% tax credit for solar panels that will allow 7.5 million more families to install solar panels on their roofs by saving at least $300 per year. In my district, in Florida, affordable access to solar panels, thanks to the IRA, has helped thousands of my constituents lower their energy bills and reduce their reliance on fossil fuels. This has actually helped many folks during hurricane season. The IRA has not just been good for families and individuals' pocketbooks, it has also created economic growth in communities across the nation. Since the passage of the IRA, we've seen a domestic manufacturing renaissance and boom, with 340 major clean energy projects announced in 41 states and Puerto Rico, including many of my Republican colleagues' districts. More than $522 billion is planned for investments in these clean energy projects. In fact, the top 10 congressional districts with the highest investments in clean energy technologies during the first 10 months of the IRA, 8 of them were Republican districts. This includes $1.9 billion in Representative Andy Biggs' district in Arizona. As of last summer, the IRA had created more than 300,000 good-paying clean energy jobs, many of which do not require four-year degrees. And projections indicate that the IRA could create nearly 850,000 jobs annually across industries. But despite the enormous economic benefit of the IRA and its various energy tax credits, many Republicans want to repeal those key provisions. We should be doing more to make sure that working families can take advantage of these opportunities to lower costs and to reduce their exposure to harmful air pollution, not eliminating these opportunities completely. As a part of the House Republicans' big ugly bill, their budget betrayal of the middle class and working class, which would put additional costs on Americans in order to provide tax cuts to billionaires and mega corporations, Republicans on the Ways and Means Committee added language that would increase energy costs for American households as much as 7%, or $290 per year, by cutting tax incentives for advanced manufacturing, clean vehicles, and clean energy production. Gasoline prices could increase by 25 to 27 cents per gallon due to these cuts and the termination of fuel economy and tailpipe emission standards. This is all against the backdrop of President Trump's promise to cut energy prices in half within 18 months of him taking office. And as of today, he has 428 days left to make good on his promise. But it's not looking good. In fact, it seems that energy costs are increasing for Americans across the board. I don't know about all of you, but I know that my utility bill, my constituents' utility bill, has only gone up since January 20th of this year. And this will be made worse by Republicans' blanket rollbacks of the key Inflation Reduction Act provisions. Even many Republicans are not on board with the IRA rollbacks that their colleagues are attempting to pass. I ask unanimous consent to enter into the record this statement by 14 House Republicans talking about cuts to the IRA.
Without objection.
14 House Republicans have argued, quote, we need to ensure certainty for current and future energy investments to meet the nation's growing power demand and protect our constituents from higher costs, end quote. And they're right when they say that. And not only that, but the Inflation Reduction Act, and we've talked a lot about this on this committee over the last several hearings. The IRA has been key in pushing our nation to diversify our energy mix, which is a worthwhile investment both for our national security, but also to ensure that we're cutting costs for Americans across the board. And every other major country in the nation are making the same moves to diversify their energy mix as well. The real threat to energy costs for working families are the Republican policies that prioritize tax cuts for billionaires, huge corporations, and polluters over people, not the Inflation Reduction Act, which invests in our communities, our families, and our future to lower costs and improve our health. Thank you so much, and I yield back.